Hello everyone, my name is Matt Wolf and I'm a Director and Senior Healthcare Analyst at RSM, the leading provider of accounting and advisory solutions to middle market firms globally. Today I want to talk about healthcare, digital technology, and the pandemic within the context of what organizations and employers across industries can do or how to think about it as we all look to reorienting our strategies and becoming more competitive on the other side of the pandemic in the sort of post-COVID world, or what we're calling the next normal. And the pandemic has really been a catalyst moment for healthcare. It has brought to attention a lot of changes and issues within the ecosystem and the delivery of healthcare, and specifically digital health and digital technology within healthcare. So for the purposes of this conversation, we can think of digital technology as any technology that allows kind of the virtualization of services so that those services can scale at the same or better quality with little to no marginal cost. And the cost is really important because, as we know, the cost of healthcare has grown significantly and is really unsustainable, particularly for employers and patients. Since the end of the global financial crisis, we have seen the cost of healthcare increase at about 3 times the rate of inflation. Similarly, the employment in healthcare has grown significantly. The proportion of the labor force that is employed in healthcare has grown by about 11% over the past 10 years or so. This is driven somewhat by the demand for healthcare as the U.S. population ages, but also sort of the reticence, reluctance, or inability to deploy digital technology that creates efficiencies and scalabilities in healthcare the way other industries have. Meanwhile, patients and employers have been paying a lot more for kind of the same services, right? So we've seen the typical cost of deductibles and out-of-pocket spending for a typical American family have about doubled in the past 10 years, and the federal government projects that they will increase 40% by the end of 2026. 40% unsustainable. And patients are paying more and more out of pocket for the same care. Meanwhile, patients or people, right, us, everyone, have experienced this rapid digital transformation of every other aspect of their lives, right? These digital first platforms that are offering customized, on-demand goods, services, and experiences. Think Netflix, Amazon, Uber. So patients are looking at this and saying, well, this has all been digitized. All aspects of my life have been digitized, except perhaps the most important one, healthcare. Well, why not? 2 primary reasons. First is just the legacy inertia that most industries face, right? The entrenched players have been doing things their way for a long time, and it's worked fairly well, right? So it's difficult to sort of disrupt internally. But more unique to healthcare is the highly regulated nature of it. You just couldn't deploy some of these digital solutions because it was either illegal or nobody would pay for it. That's what makes the pandemic so transformative. For the first time, we're seeing providers really forced to use digital health, digital technology solutions as we enforce social distancing and maintain capacity to treat COVID patients. And that regulatory framework that previously disallowed it has been somewhat rolled back. And the thought is now, even coming out of Congress, that all of those rules, maybe some will reset to January of 2020, but not all of them will. The future will be more conducive to this. Perhaps even more importantly, though, the patients themselves have now experienced digital healthcare. They have FaceTimed their physicians, they've texted their therapists out of necessity, and they like it. They don't want to necessarily go back, at least not many of them. And that's what makes this a truly watershed moment for the delivery of healthcare in the US. And as we think about how we want to orientate our companies and our strategies and be as effective, efficient, and competitive as possible on the other side of this, it starts with attracting and retaining top talent, which means a competitive and engaging healthcare experience. And the way to get there is through digital technology in healthcare.